We're back with NAIRI this morning. I'm planning to, if NAIRI again gets frustrating with its puzzles, and I'll talk a bit about that a little later, I'm planning to switch to another game as like the second part of the stream. Since it's a weekend morning, with plenty of time, as long as my voice holds out and I don't have anything else that I have to do, I'll just keep streaming. And that means maybe there'll be time to stop NAIRI, but I won't stop the stream. I'll just switch over to another game. So we stopped yesterday with a particular puzzle. And we're going back in, and if the puzzle works the way that I think it does, because I looked it up, yeah, there's reason to talk about something with that, if that's the case, and we'll see. Okay, so Sanctum of NAIRI. Are we restarting the entire Sanctum? Let's see. We are restarting the entire Sanctum. Okay, I thought that I had said save the game, but apparently not. So, again, kind of janky controls here. It's at least a little bit irritating. I know how to do all of these. I don't have to figure them out again, but I do apparently have to do them again. So, yeah, and if you see it's hard to get that to move just now, I should give a little bit of a hint about that too. Darn it, I have to look at the books now. Okay, so yeah, the crystals are burial. And the sun is her as a priestess. So the one where she looks a bit like a priestess is in fact her first using the powers. Oh my gosh, if I could just select these and move them with a directional key, that would just be so great. Yeah, there should be some give to this so the tile can move more easily. That's just such a frustrating feeling there. Okay, so this is buried, building, grieving. Yeah, when something feels really bad like this is where you start to wonder about how much something was tested and how much input they got about it. Because something that's hard to do and feels clunky and bad isn't a puzzle. It's just kind of poor game design. Okay, so now we have to leave for a little bit. Click that 4 times to get that to do. Okay, so I'm going to save that room for last so that I can keep these two puzzles that I think are the same thing but very different in a way, as close together as possible. In time, that is. Let's drop off our stone. Yeah, even knowing how all these work, notice it's a bit tedious to go through these again. Let's do every one of these individually, because that's more fun. Open it. Okay, so door, circle, mountain, table. Are those the ones that we're looking for? Door, circle, mountain, table? What are we taking another look for? Okay, so it's not door and... It's door and that, like, sideways. So door goes to the bowling ball and the sideways goes to the 6. And it's literally the same mechanism as the other one is. So we move the tiles and it's done. Just like the last one, we move the tiles and then it's done. There's no extra buttons, nothing. Now we got the water. We get the success or completion stone. Let's go back over here and use the water and the blue key. So the blue key makes the ladder. And the water gives the answer. Far left, far right, most left, far right. So left, right, left, right, left. So this one is all about pathing, and the kind of janky controls make that pathing even more difficult. Okay, so left, right, mostly left, right, and left. So we followed the path. Left, right, mostly left. Left, right, mostly left, right. And notice that's the same path, but apparently because we strayed a little bit too far because of janky controls, that wouldn't be considered a success the first time we attempted it. And this is where sort of a little bit of poor gameplay implementation, letting people say, well, it works, instead of saying it feels good, actually makes a difference to this. Okay, so I think it's this one. Yeah, so this is the number 10 puzzle. And the very first time I tried this, I basically did the solution and tried any number of variations on it. Wait, are the numbers in different places this time? Oh, no, they're not. Okay. Be so careful not to touch another one, but I don't think that that awkwardness that's inherent in how you move these tiles in this game is really intentional gameplay or a puzzle. And notice we didn't have to put the tile anywhere. We just went to the things we wanted to trigger, and that was it. Done. So here's the fourth one. This allows us to move where the rooms are. And gives us a symbol book. Now, yeah. So let me think. It was death, the building, and then not carry box, despite the similarity between those two symbols, but book. And it does open a gate, but that's not the next thing we're doing. The next thing we're doing is we need to move the bird stairs to the treasure. Wait, no, it's not bird stairs. The flower room stairs to the treasure. The light room to the light is fine, but it would be nice if we could get this room to the water next. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Just leave it like that. We don't need both of them. And for that one, we need to get the thing to raise and fill it with water. Okay, so there's another of those. So if it's not that right now, then what is it? Just gonna do a bit of semi-random no, because that's where it started. I guess that's a little bit better anyway. But that's where that one started, so I don't really care about the room. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the next step because there's a little chain here. Toxel. I wonder what a toxel is. Ultra Ball. Okay, so here everything is dark and it doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything. So the sunroom doesn't gain anything from water, I guess. I guess. And here, we can get the sapphire from there. And the brick from the other side. Okay, so that actually is one of the ones that we needed to do. And what about this one? Oh, no, same one. Okay. So now we need to have the sunroom, ideally in the light. The sunroom is also the one that's going to open up a tunnel. I don't think the bear's room is good for anything now. We can have the bird room out, so we can still put the gem in. Okay. So which one is this now? Because I genuinely just, my brain doesn't work. these. Okay. Brick. Brick. That puzzle's done. I think it opens up a tunnel right here. Yeah. Am I supposed to move it or something? Okay, so this is where that's going to be. We're going to do this first. Because this should be like a number 5 puzzle. Okay, so here's the super irritating thing. These symbols appear to be decorative. There's really no obvious reason why we'd expect it to be anything else. We're going to trigger buttons, just like we did in multiple previous puzzles. But triggering the buttons is not enough to complete the puzzle. We then have to put the icon. And just now, that doesn't even do it. Nope. Try it again. This time we'll do the 1 and the 4, because I don't know which way I did it the first time. Is there a pattern on the floor drawn by water? Probably. So, let's rearrange these again. We now have a tunnel in the sunroom. Which means the sunroom can go there. We'd like some light with the bird room. Water with the bird room, and then we'll move this up for the next one. Okay. I kind of like not selecting a couple of rooms if we don't need them. I still not do anything here. Okay, so this is basically trying to show you, if you look at the floor here, water, 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 water. So it's saying that you want to choose a path, but you have to choose a path that follows this path, sort of. Which I guess means come over here, up all the way, for... Keep in mind, if I stray too far off the path just now, it wouldn't work. Okay, so it's actually 2 puzzles. It's the 5 and the path. But notice the 5 isn't really relevant if you know the path. You just do this path. But at least on my screen, I can't see the blue well enough to see that. I'll add this blue light over here would almost seem like it might be triggered by this. So the fact that this is an energized circuit is also a little bit problematic. It's kind of mixing 2 puzzles. And neither one is very difficult, but knowing you have to do both is important to doing that. But yeah, I find, at the very least, awkward. did that. We want sun, I think, for that. Set that aside because we still don't need that. We didn't go through the cave and get the power supply, though. That is not it. How about this? Guess it took 2 tries for that time. Okay, so what's this? Another puzzle. Yeah, I remember this one's really kind of weird. Doing such a roundabout way for this. Oh no. Excuse my sneeze, please. Okay, so we're making use of as many of these set pieces as we can. The solution I found last time, the only one that seemed like it would work, really did need a lot of these. So another cipher piece, and we're basically done with this room. So the last one is the... Oh, that's interesting. You can't connect them without the middle one. Last one should be the bird room. Yeah, that treasure chest up there. So, let's see. Bird one starts with this. See, right now we're kind of playing around with the this statue room. Seeing where we can put it and what it'll do. So see, it's dark here, but I think it needs water. So it goes over there, which means now it's one of these. There's water, but again, we don't have anything for that. Oh yeah, we're missing the key. That's me making a farting sound. Okay. We get the key from this guy. I forgot it's not self-contained puzzles over here. Yes, he's the caretaker. He can see us. Most of the time people give up. Perhaps they give up because some of these puzzles are a little bit on the nonsensical side instead of on the easier to work outside. And if he doesn't feel like giving you a key, then you can't get a key. Which means you can't solve it. So I guess in a way, ultimately, these puzzles are meaningless and you can't progress if the caretaker doesn't give you a key, so he's actually a gatekeeper and a caretaker. Key. Derp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp. And it fills up, and then we do this in order. And bunny, bear, slick back, ponytail, hat, no hat, can't hat, duck, dog. Wait, those stairs don't move at our printer. Yes, indeed. That's exactly how I would say it. So, we want the cat to go to the treasure chest. From there to here, I think. Yeah, there it is. So, yesterday we got this far as well. We got each of these parts, and we're trying to get the last puzzle for the last cipher. Since I looked up and found out there were 2 puzzles in one, instead of 1 puzzle in one, we now have the solution to that. And now we can use this cipher to figure out what's going on over here. Okay, so we've got these symbols in the middle of the page. We've got this circular diagram, and it shows us 3 different things. This is the cat catching water, this is the priest, and this is the lamppost. I think what this is showing us is that the outer ring gives you the solution, and that what you're supposed to do is take these notations and convert them into, by that board, convert them into one set of icons in the second ring, and then read what's on the third ring. So if we take this out, we can actually see what's there. Right. Okay, I can move these now. Okay, so circle to circle. And the first symbol there, which symbol are we looking to read though? The building gives us the lamppost. The priestess gives us the water. The book gives us the building. But which should we be looking at, really? I don't think one of them is correct. Maybe it's this thing right here that we should be looking at? So we should do the first one. Let's see, building, and then the sign and the priestess are all there. The building is not there, the sign is there, the priestess is there. But the building isn't. IG box. IG box is the first row. And then the hint tells us IG box, look up these symbols, gives you these buttons. So we're supposed to be looking up the intermediaries by the buttons instead. Maybe. Let's see. See if there's any pattern from that. Okay, so we have the Let's do that. Was it triangle, triangle? Okay, triangle, triangle. We can't move the outside. We can move this one. So priestess is guy with the sign. The water is building. And lamppost is priestess. And the next one, chest is with a book. Guy with the sign is a chest. And priestess is a building. I think we had a building on the last one too, right? Line up circle, and guy with the book is the other building. Priestess is a chest. And building is a guy with a book. Okay, I'm thinking we probably have to figure out which one of them is actually part of the cipher back to its own letter. So that's my guess. So let's see if by chance priestess's building is not the correct symbol. Chest is book is also not the correct symbol. And bear is a chest, so is the square with the line through it a chest? Square with a line through it is a chest. So that would mean that this one is accurate to the cipher. So at least there's a chance that this would be a pattern now. So, pair of triangles. This one is guy with a sign. This one is the building. And this one is the priestess. If you look in the book, the building is an eye, which is not what the symbol is supposed to be. Is that correct? Priestess is guy with a sign. Guy with a sign is G. Then the water is the tall building, which I just said is a G. The lamppost is the priestess looking one. And the priestess is that one. Okay, let's try the last of these and see if this is a solution. With a book is this building. But I believe I is the guy with the sign, which would mean that's not correct. The priestess is a chest, which would also be not correct. And then the building is with a book. I don't think that's right either. Okay, so this building doesn't appear on the thing at all. Priestess is a chest. But the chest of the box with a line through it. And building is a guy with a book, and the guy with the book is this one, not the other one. That's a symbol for chest. Wait, I is the building. It does actually appear here. Okay, so take another look here. Guy with the book is this building, that building is I, that's what that is right there. So is this a solution? Those three are the cipher. Need to prove your wits. Okay, let's look at the book now. That one's the priestess. The sign is G. The symbol is the chest. That book is an I, but it's the building. I do not know. Let's double check our cipher's correct. So triangle. Is the guy with the sign. The guy with the sign is a G.
You get to drink from the fire.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to reverse these buttons now. Also, no. Good morning, Daisy. How's your morning going? Ooh. Hello, Yuamanto. Hello, good morning. Oh yeah, I get the tired. I woke up today at, I think, almost 8, and I definitely felt like I could use a couple more hours. Okay, let's double check this again. So, this outer button points at the priestess. The priestess's symbol is the box with a line through it. There's a box with a line through it with a line above it, so that is correct. And let's go to the second one. Chest is with a book, but that symbol is the building. Got with a sign, symbol of a chest, which is correct. And then this lady is a building, but it's not a building symbol. That's what the first one is. So, the third configuration is circles. First one is a guy with a book, which I thought looked like a person carrying something, but that's an I, so it's not that. The lady has a chest, but the thing doesn't have a line through it. And the last one's building and book. And building and book looked like the one where somebody was carrying something, and that is the symbol for chest. So the only 3 that are correct are these 3 in this diagonal line. Would it want them in a certain order, though? If we look at our hints, 1, 2, 3. I, G, and a chest. Yeah, I don't see a pattern to that over there. stone. I don't know what the stone is supposed to be unless it's buttons. Yeah, I saw you over on Slimes. I like hanging out in his as well, and give him support when I can. Excuse me. So, these symbols, look at the button, get the picture, take the picture to the outer part of the wheel, find the symbol on the inner side, and it'll give you buttons. Is that the idea? So translate the symbol to the picture using, is this a book then maybe instead of a brick? So find the symbols, find the pictures, look at them in the interior and translate them out to the buttons. Okay, so let's try this. We're looking for IG and line through it with line over it. So I, building, sign, priestess. And then we're doing this on the triangle. Building, sign, priestess is what those three symbols say. Building is a chest. Sign is a book. Priestess is a guy with a sign. Is that the symbol? Oh no, it's a different building. I keep saying building, but it's two different symbols. Okay, so building is building. Guy with a sign is the book. Or did it say look to the inner? Water. Priestess. Sign. So IG. Oh yes, I will see you later. And yeah, Uamanto. It looks like this puzzle accidentally has. I hope it's accidental, because if they did it intentionally, it's really mean. But accidentally has multiple makes sense solutions if you don't do it correctly. So yeah, IG and then box the line through it and over it. So building, sign, priestess. So we did this part, building, sign, priestess. Actually the same building, sign, priestess is the first row. Then building, sign, priestess is supposed to be on the inner track. So you go to the inner track of triangles. Building is the water symbol. Sign is the priestess symbol. The guy with the book is this, but see, that one doesn't exist. So I guess we would say that. The next one is W. It's the building, chest, and is that book? Yeah, and book. So I guess shrine. They're all simpler than you think at first. Yeah. So shrine, chest, book on the square. Shrine, chest, book. So it's priestess, sign, chest. Priestess. There is no shrine, there's a chest. I have a feeling this is going to end up being the exact same thing I already did once. I'm going to have to go look it up, because this is another one of these, like, either I'm overthinking it somehow, or Like, I'm even following the instructions to try to do this as simply as possible. So I is the tower. That should be tower, chest, book. Tower. Or sorry, tower, book, chest. Go tower. Yeah. So on the inner, we say we are on the circle. Tower is the book. Book is the shrine. And chest is the priestess. Wait, is that the only one that all three are there? Book, shrine, priestess. They're all there. Okay, let's try that. That does not seem to have done it either. Let's see if I made a mistake somewhere. Tower. Guy with a book. And chest. So let's look again. We are on the circle like we're supposed to be. The tower points at a book. The priestess... No, sorry. The tower points at a book. The book points at a shrine. And the chest points at a priestess. Which would mean book, shrine, priestess. Which is almost the same order as they're in here. That's correct. That's correct. Book, shrine, priestess. And yeah, when I did this in reverse, it also did the same thing, didn't it? I don't mind hits, by the way. Monto, like I said, I'm gonna have to go to the hints otherwise. So yeah, lamppost is there, but it's not that button. Chest is not there. And the book is not there. Building is lamppost. The chest is a priestess. And is that book? Is it building? Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why that's confusing. Okay, there we go. So yeah, building's a priestess. Chest is a guy with a sign. And book is a chest. So if it doesn't care if the button is correct at all, it just wants to know if they're there, then this becomes a different puzzle again. And not intuitive to figure this part out. So that's the tower, is water. So water is an okay button because it's actually there. G, I forget what G is. And then the chest is a building. The building is not there. What's that G? Let's go with a sign. So guy with the sign is priestess. So the priestess is there. And the guy with water is there. So we could do that. And the shrine is a priestess who's there. The chest is the guy with the sign who's there. And carrying a book is a chest, which is also there. That's carrying a book. I guess all three of them would count then. And on the circle, the tower is a guy with water, which is not there. Carrying a book is a shrine, which is there, and the chest is the priestess, which is there. Double check that again. The chest is a priestess. Carrying a book is a shrine. So it would be those two. See, that one's not it either. So let's go back to triangle. Go back to the hint, the example, which says, look at the symbol from the letter that you translate through the book, and it will give you buttons. So, the tower is a cat with water. The guy with the sign is a priestess. So water, priestess. And the one at the end is not a chest, it's got the line through it. What is the one with line through it? Oh, that's the priestess. Okay, so the tower is water. Guy with the sign is priestess, and priestess is a lamppost. Lamppost is a book, so it doesn't really mean anything. So tower leads to water. Guy with the sign leads to priestess, and the priestess lamppost. See, whatever meaning there is, I don't see it. This one, the shrine is a priestess. The chest is a guy with a sign. The guy with the book is a chest. So here, these three actually do all match up with one thing. So the shrine is a priestess, and the priestess button is a guy with a book. Guy with the book is a chest. Guy with the sign is a shrine. So the bear with the sign is a chest. The next one, chest, is a shrine. And the shrine is a priestess. The priestess is a tower. Yeah, I don't see any. Guy carrying a book is a chest. I don't know. Okay, and on the circle one, I is the tower, which is water, a symbol that does not appear on the buttons. Guy with the book is a shrine, that's the third button. And the chest of the priestess, that's the second button. Okay, so what if this is even more stupid? Let's go to one of the stupidest possible ways this could be done. Tower's water. Water's a chest. And the priestess is a lamppost. Okay, next one. The shrine is a tower. Chest is a shrine. And carrying a book is a guy with a sign. Oh wait, no, I didn't change the... I didn't change the thing. There we go. Okay, so the shrine is the priestess. Let's go to the circle. So here, the tower is a book. That's the right one, right? Yeah, tower's the book. Carrying a book is a shrine, and the chest is the priestess. That's not it either. And because I feel I really need to move this forward, I'm now looking online. Because I genuinely have at least half an hour or more on this puzzle at this point, not including today, so... we're not looking for the orb, those are all really simple. Yeah, this is a beautiful game, but I don't feel like there's like a puzzle master behind it. I feel like they just sort of have puzzles. Comments? Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. NAIRI review. Most of the puzzles make sense. And are challenging enough to be enjoyable. Most of them are not challenging. Now I'm doing another puzzle. Where's the marks above the button show the order? Reset the buttons. Okay, so let's go back to the cipher. Let's try the triangle. So above the buttons is tower, guy with a sign, and priestess. Which is water, priestess, and then, well, yeah, the order required on this also just Makes this fiendishly difficult compared to some of the other puzzles they've had. And then, where's that book? Is Guy with the Sign? There's a book, right? No, that's Priestess. Okay. So again, we're using the triangles. Tower is water. Sign is Priestess. And Priestess is lamppost. Which gives us 3 buttons. And the order would be tower, lamppost, no, tower, sign. Yeah, see, I don't see how that tells you the order. Look at the book. The order they appear in the book, maybe? I, G, B, tower. So, yeah, it's the same order that it's already in then. The order is clockwork after the... Oh my gosh. That is just so much more... Like why? Why would you add that extra layer to something that's been like, you put the key in the lock. You solved the puzzle. Okay, so tower is water. Guy with the sign is the priestess. And the priestess is the lamppost. So if we went in order of this, let's look at the hint book again. No, it doesn't. It shows the arrow is there as a way of pointing out, as far as I understand this, because interpretation's important, that you need to match up the arrow to be able to have you're on the correct arrow spot. And then you look at the white symbols, which are on the inside, to get the yellow symbols, which are on the outside. And yes, it does line them up in an order, but if you look, the order tower, sign, tower, sign, and maiden. And tower is water, signpost is the priestess, and then the priestess is the lamp. So we're literally translating the order as it appears up top is the order that we press the buttons, which means we just press the buttons in order. We're not actually translating then, we're just pressing all the buttons in order. But that's not going to be the answer. So, on triangle, tower is the water. Signpost is the priestess. And and then the priestess. Priestess is lamppost. There we go. And we go to the next one and see if this works. We're on square now. Square. We're starting with the shrine is the priestess. And chest is the guy with the sign. So priestess, guy with the sign. And the last one is, because I keep forgetting, the book. And the book is the chest. And then the last of the symbols is the circle. There we go. And in the circle, we're looking for the tower, which is the book. Then forgetting that again. Okay, it is book. Okay, so the tower is book, and book is the shrine, and chest is the maiden. So it's book, shrine, and the priestess. Yeah, this is one of those ones where at the end, it's not actually that it was simpler than you thought it was, but that there was one specific, relatively simple way to do it, and it isn't necessarily what you'd expect. Like, in some ways, it's super, super straightforward, and in other ways, not so much. And if I still have the, decryptor, I can take a look and see if I can spot that. So, when we come over here, we can use the symbols to find an inner symbol, and then that inner symbol corresponds to an outer symbol, and then it shows here, look at the outer symbol on the buttons, right? But that's only from one point of view. So let me show you another point of view on this one, because this is, again, where I think playtesting would have helped a lot with this. I don't think there was enough playtesting, because they would have seen there's other ways of looking at these things, and they would have added extra hints, probably. So, this is the triangles configuration, and the first one is tower, and you look at tower and you go, okay, so that's supposed to be water. That's not the symbol that's on that button. Then you see the next one is sign, and you go over here and you go, okay, sign is priestess, so that's, no, it shows water, that's not right. And then the last symbol is priestess, and it's lamppost. You go, oh, so that button is correct. Then we go to the next configuration, and in the next configuration of square, we have shrine, which is priestess. You say that's not correct. The next one is chest, and chest is guy with a sign. Look at that, it's chest with a guy with a sign. That's correct. So now we have one button correct on the first row, one button correct on the next one. And then we have priestess, and priestess is tower, so that's not correct. Then we go to the third one. Here's circle. Circle, circle. Tower is a guy with a book. Look at that, that's correct. And the next one is a priestess, and priestess is a guy with water. No, that's not right. And chest is priestess. So notice, we have two completely reasonable, simple solutions to this one puzzle. Because I can only assume by accident they genuinely created a completely second set of simple logical answers, which is not the solution to the puzzle. Because if you look at this and you see triangle, square, circle, and they could have done different symbols for that, they could have had a different way of doing this, you would think, well, this is the triangle row, one button, square row, one button, circle row, one button. Very reasonable. But it's not a solution. Anyway, there's other ways of looking at that puzzle as well, and it's entirely possible that you, in the audience, Uamanto, etc., have come across similar solutions that were also very simple and reasonable, which are also not the solution. And I think if you do a lot of playtesting, you start having things where you say, a lot of people came up with this and confused why that's not the answer. They're stuck on the puzzle, they tried this or they tried this, and it didn't work. And when I think about how they were thinking about it, it's a reasonable way that should be an answer. And then you redo your puzzle to make there only be one answer, or you redesign the game so there's multiple answers. It's kind of, I don't know, it's not a quality of life thing. And it's not really about like neurodivergence, but it kind of touches on both of those, that there's different ways of approaching things. And why is this one puzzle answer better than another puzzle answer when they're both perfectly reasonable, rational, thought the puzzle through solutions? It's really kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like the core issue I've had with the game so far, is that if there was more playtesting, they'd know that people thought about things in a certain way and they would do things a little bit differently. Old point-and-click adventure games, I almost always avoid for that very reason. Because they're looking for one solution, and the solution is not necessarily how you think about things. It's Saluna. No need to call me a goddess? So is Saluna just a person who could detect that magic and they've over time thought she's a goddess? Yeah, the relics led me here. Yeah, what if I'd lost my necklace or never met Rex? How could anybody know I was going to get that ring? It does feel like a giant coincidence, yeah. When I was but a little girl. Oh, she was the first to discover the energy. Okay. You have a pleasant way about you, except when you lose your temper, or are being mean, or being mean to people on accident, or. Wait, she didn't come here out of concern for her world. What a great storm. She came here because she was curious. She was like, I could go back to my house, but look, we found this thing. Let's go see if it does a thing. Storm is a cyclical force of destruction. It has doomed many civilizations. Nurians found the origin. Ooh. So if you leave a message, that message might not be understood, but if you can send psychic projections through time, you can actually contact a person and maybe they'll do something. You are far from the first messenger to do so. That doesn't give me hope. That means that, like, all these other messengers have tried and not been able to do what needs to be done. I dearly hope you will be the last. Okay, game that refuses to use proper cutscenes. What am I going to have to hit a button for now? Ooh, a wild seal appeared. If I recall, a seal is literally just a Pokemon seal. Okay, so she just woke up and... Oh, wait, no, she didn't wake up. Are they going to interrupt hearing what's going on? Oh, no, she did wake up. Rex, she just had a vision and you can't keep your mouth quiet? What's... Weird. There may be a way to stop the great storm. And here's Hessa, who apparently has only one arm, and we only know that because of dialogue. It's not something we've really seen yet. And now Hessa is upset? Why is non-violent, super empathetic, took care of him for years as a child Hessa behaving like this? Because right now all I see is we're preparing this person to fall off the tower. Zombie! I promised Mahir to leave you be. Yeah, what is going on? There was nothing like this in her earlier showing up. And what's going on now? Because, oh, it's cutscene. And we're going to fade to black because we Okay, it's a cutscene instead of a semi-cutscene. See them on that ledge making massive amounts of anxiety for me. I'm like, this is not cinematic. This is like I'm waiting to see her push him down because she is crazy. I think we have literally never had the slightest hint about so far. And what is Shiro about? Because did he have a redemption somehow? Or is he going to somehow come back as a ghost or something? Like, this is so confusing right now. All that build up for Shiro, and if he's out of the game now, like, it's just the most confusing piece of story. Oh, thank you, Zombie. Thank you for lurking. Wait a minute. Oh no, what is going on here? I think the story is almost completely off the rails now for all the side characters. Let's see. Okay, so here's Sammy. This is NAIRI's teacher, Sammy, who came into her room in the middle of the night and said, "The royal guards are here to take your parents. You need to run." And now we see Sammy is at the door to the parents' cell. They have apparently been locked up in this cell for weeks to months at this point. And it looked like he's holding the keys. So he is the bearer of bad news. The Luna Council has grown weak. Shirin is clawing for complete control. Shirin has become bold since his son's disappearance. We already know his son was the boy who was just pushed off the tower. He didn't disappear. He literally just threw him into the street. Well, even as a lantern, it's like how is it that Sammy has the influence to even get there and talk to them? You know, that's completely unexplained. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but it's very odd that Sammy should be able to just walk around the prison when he literally worked for the guy who's imprisoned and was the teacher of the girl that they were looking for. It seems like he would also be in a cell. Before his words sway His Highness the King, he needs to be stopped. So Noel, I guess, is very loyal to the king, despite the fact that he's kind of an absentee dad. And it sounds like there's more than one council, since they mentioned basically the Moon Council, but the Moon Council is not run by the king. And Shirin's Soul Council. Yeah, so there's a Sun Council and a Moon Council, and they're not the same council, which is odd. And they're councils, but they report to the king rather than governing, I guess. Receive the sealed scrolls from the safe in my study. I'm certain the royal guard would never have picked up the safe when they were going to imprison me, since it's a small safe that's easily picked up. The Luna Council will hold its own against Shirin. Because if he's got the authority to lock somebody up who's a council person, it seems like he'd also have the ability to say, "Oh, and don't let that other guy visit him." The guard is becoming suspicious of me, which they should have been suspicious of me the very first time. Like I said, he should be in a cell. Usually in the real world, when these kind of things happen, like everybody who's like in any way touching on somebody who's going to go away as prisoner, like they're all thrown in prison as well for some period of time. And if they're released, they're certainly not allowed to go back and talk to the person who's locked up. Yeah, but Sammy lived with them. That's the whole thing. He's basically a member of their family. And if they're looking for NAIRI, I assume there's a reason. And who would know more about that than Sammy? Like, he's like an expert witness in every different angle you want to look at this. You want to bring charges against the dad? Sammy is a key witness. You think the daughter has a special ability? Sammy taught her entire life. Sammy is basically NAIRI's dad. since her dad spent all his time out of the house. So yeah, it's really odd that Sammy just gets to walk around. Again, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but it's very, very odd. NAIRI's whereabouts are unknown, as are Frederick's. Yeah, Frederick was attacked in the desert. I would be surprised if we ever saw him again. Because as far as we know, his bears ran away, and they would have run back to town, or they would have run to the place they were going to. So, yeah, I wouldn't expect to hear a lot about him again. I suppose you have business to attend to, since you're now unemployed with no reference papers. As a tutor. There must be a lot going on with Sammy that he could do all this stuff. Like, he used to be the head of this whole council and retired or something. Like, that's the only way. He has to have massive political clout to be able to do all this. Or, the movies, or this game story is kind of just slapped together a bit. Where people don't really think about, like, the kind of knock-on effects of things. I've been too hard on NAIRI, haven't I? In this last 4 months of imprisonment, I've had time to think about what kind of a father I am. And I'm thinking, perhaps I've been too hard on NAIRI. I'm not certain, so I will ask my wife. This world isn't one for the careless. If ever you wander into the desert, you'll surely be killed by bandits. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't actually happen. If ever you try to steal from a gang boss, you will surely die. Wait, no, that didn't happen either. Cave-ins? Maybe falling from the top of a 100-foot tower kills people? Probably not. Probably not. I think Shiro landed in a barrel and survived. All NAIRI's been this entire game is careless, and it hasn't had any consequences. What did I do when the guard came? When they came from my family? NAIRI protected herself better than her own father did. Yeah, see, Sammy's been visiting, but apparently hasn't told them that he told her to leave. So Noelle thinks that that NAIRI just left. Her entire escape from the city was done by other people. She wanders the street all alone. No, she has Rex. She must hate me. She must be relieved to be free of me. Wow, he's like a moody boy now, isn't he? You toil to protect Shirin from corruption. And you never talk to your daughter in a nice, fun, or gentle way. That's what a good father does. Yeah, maybe he's got a little bit of a reformation going on here. He's turning over a new leaf after being imprisoned for part of a year. That's a good bit of concern. Right here's the perfect time for like 40 years later. And we just see a pair of old people and they're like, NAIRI showed up, yay! Yeah, he never showed this much depth before, so it's kind of interesting to see a little bit. But I think the way that this looks like, you can't help but think that it's only him being in prison that's caused this little change. He survived. He survived. Of course he survived. What is going on? What is happening? Are you telling me this game ends on a cliffhanger? This is insane! What is happening? Okay, I'm gonna have to leave. I'm going to have to go to Steam and leave a review that says this game ends on a cliffhanger with absolutely nothing resolved. Okay, I'm glad I had another game in mind because, yeah, this is crazy. I think there's only 2 or 3 actually somewhat difficult puzzles in the entire game. Most of this is a visual novel. Okay, since we've got people watching right now, I have a question. I have 2 games prepped. One is Aces and Adventurers. It's a card game. The other one is Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor. And Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor is like wandering around picking up garbage to, if I understand it correctly, get enough money together to meet your daily needs and get a ticket to go elsewhere. And it's supposed to be a game that, like, you basically can't actually do that, but you do get to walk around, talk to interesting aliens and stuff. So I thought that would be a fun game to do. If anybody has a preference, one or the other, just let me know there. And Lamonto, feel free to play around with the sound alerts. Custom sound alerts for our regular, and there might be something you find fun in there. Thank you for playing. Until next time. Yeah, this feels like the first part of a 3-chapter story, and it's way too short. I'm glad I got it on like a deep discount. Like, this is more than I would expect to see for like a try out this game, but definitely not enough content to think that this was a complete game, and the story definitely needed more of a conclusion. How can I not? What is going on? Okay, so I think it just went back to the main screen now. Oh, you're one of the testers. Yeah, for me, I feel like it's too short. Definitely too short. And one of the things, actually, 2 of the things that I noticed that makes the game longer is the lack of a map. Means you have to go through screen after screen after screen to get between locations. If you had a map, that would cut down a lot of the walking time. And a lot of the puzzles are actually quite quick. Some of them are literally like seconds for me, because I play a fair amount of hidden object games. So if you guys want to hold on just a minute, I'm going to end and restart a stream, and I'm going to do it with a new game in the description. So just a moment, because I want, if anybody's looking for Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor for some reason, I want them to know that's what's going on here right now.